Hey, what's going on, guys? So, yeah, this is the Firepower Oxy Fuel 350. I got this because I wanted to try out a new set. I have this old one here that is an Airco. I don't know much about Airco. I don't know much about oxygen and acetylene setups, really. I mean, I know how to use them. I've used them. It's where I started welding and brazing and cutting. Was I started with this, 20 some years ago, and I used it for quite some time. And then I stopped using it for quite a few years. And of course the MIG and plasma cutters and all that came out. But I want to go back to using these setups because I do a lot of metal work. And I want to be able to heat up a piece of metal without putting it in my forge. Because there's a lot of bigger pieces of metal I can't heat up in the forge because they won't fit. So I wanted to try out a new setup. And so I got this. This is, I don't know much about it. It says it's Victor Technologies. So that must mean that it's a knockoff. I don't know. But it wasn't exactly cheap. I mean, really, if you think about it, this was almost $300, right? Almost at $300. So, and I'll take it all out and show you what it comes with. We got hose. We got our cutting torch, or our torch, I guess I should say. What makes it cutting is the tip, not the torch. We got some pretty fancy glasses. We got a tip. This is a 1-1-101. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean exactly. I always knew them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up for sizes. So I don't know. What size that is. If that's just a 1 or what. And then we got our flashback, so we don't have anything flashing back through. And then we got some regulators here, and that's what comes in the old box. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really familiar with a lot of, I mean, I know how it all works, don't get me wrong, I've used this stuff over and over, but what I mean by not that familiar is brands. I never really cared about brands because I never really had the money to look into different types of brands and stuff like that. I just used what I got. I had a hand-me-down set from my grandpa. I don't even remember what the heck it was. This isn't the one I was using. But this will be the very first brand new set I've ever bought. And hopefully it does real well. As you know, this is the 350. Now here I'm a little stumped on that whole 350. I'm pretty sure that depends on how much flow goes through here. But I'm not sure on that, or if that means 350 means the size of these tips. I'm not sure, but like I said, this one says 1-1-101, and what you do there is you just screw off this. I mean, I know how to change all the tips and all that goodness and stuff like that. I know how to maintain them. I know how to set them up. I know all that goodness. I just, like I said, I'm not a anything type person when it comes to What I mean by that as brands, I really don't know brands of things unless you're talking like stereo equipment and stuff like that. I did that stuff for many, many years. I know stereo equipment brands. That's real good. I know welding brands, I guess, somewhat. I've never really had a lot of, I've never really had a lot of anything. So, which is, of course you can do all the research you want online, but, I mean, watching somebody else do something, that ain't going to tell you if you like it. It doesn't matter if somebody says that this is the best tool in the world, hands down, you can't get any better, and you buy that tool, and you think it's a piece of crap because your cheap Chinese one or whatever that you've been using forever works better to you because that's what you learned on. Well, I understand that you use what you got and you just, you kind of fall for things that you have. But anyways, we're going to give this set a good old try and see how it works. And we'll shoot a review compared to this torch to this setup and see how I like it. So yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned.